during this presentation you have any questions, feel free to get my attention. I will do my best to answer your questions. I might ask you all a couple of questions. If you know the answer, feel free to shout them out. And we'll be out here for about 10 to 15 minutes, give or take a couple. So this is Mani. Mani means little peanut, and that is actually what he looked like when we first found him. His mom, Beatrice, was pregnant here with us at Basecamp, and that's facing the wrong way. You guys get the best view ever. Thank you for saying it. But Beatrice actually was here, and she was able to go up to our hospital where our veterinarians were able to do ultrasounds with her, just like people, when you think about an ultrasound, same idea. So we were able to see that she was pregnant and then track her progress throughout that pregnancy. Situations like this are really, really great because this is a Tamandua, I didn't even say that yet, because Tamanduas out in the wild are pregnant and have babies, and there's no way of tracking the gestation, the birthing period, the birthing windows. There's not a whole lot of ways to see how long they nurse with mom. So by having babies here with us who are trained to interact, their moms can interact comfortably with all of us, we are able to measure all of those things, and then through practice and repetition, there's his cute little face. Through practice and repetition, we can actually gain knowledge that will help Tamanduas out in the wild, so we know better birthing windows for them as well. So I said he is a Tamandua. Does anybody have an idea of what a Tamandua kind of is? An anteater, exactly. He is an anteater. The other name for these guys is the lesser anteater, not because they are less than in any way, but they are smaller than the giant anteaters. Have you guys all seen the giant anteaters today? Yeah. Few of you have, few of you haven't. If you want to see them, they are over by the Elephant Odyssey area. So if you want to go take a look at them, they look very, very different, but also similar to this little guy. A couple things that all anteaters have in common. They all eat what? Ants, absolutely. But they also eat things like termites, small worms, bugs, bees. In his case, things like honey. So they have a small variety of bugs that they will eat, but they are all considered insectivores. So the way they eat those bugs, actually you guys probably know, how do they find bugs? What do they use to eat their bugs? The tongue, yeah. So he's actually going to show you a little bit of his tongue here. So an anteater uses their tongue, and that tongue is coated in a super sticky saliva. And you might actually see parts of that remnant saliva left over in this tube here. Those sticky saliva allows bugs to stick to it, and he will zip that tongue around inside an anthill or a termite mound, underground, in a tree. They can pull apart dead wood and find bugs in there to eat. And that tongue zips around in all directions. It's very, very fast and zippy, allowing him to pick up all kinds of bugs. He can eat up to 9,000 ants in a day using that tongue method. But also as he's doing that, he's going to pick up little bits of rocks or dirt, because the anteaters here don't have any teeth. They don't chew any of their food, but they have those little rocks that they eat that kind of helps crush and pulverize their food in their gut. So it's kind of doing that chewing for them afterwards. If you were to actually take a look at his jaw is fused on the ends, so he cannot open his mouth. His mouth opens about the size of a pencil's eraser. That's as much as he can open his mouth, and then that tongue does all of the work. The tongue doesn't even connect in his mouth. It goes all the way down to his sternum. That tongue is about 16 inches long. That is about the size of my elbow up to my forefingers. So it is a very long tongue that they use to slurp all of those bugs and ants down into their stomachs. This is a really awkward view for a few of you, but really a great way to show. It's a really great way to show a wonderful adaptation. What is he using to hold on? His tail. I mean, of course, he's also using his feet. He's definitely using his feet. He's got some really strong grips with his feet and his hands there. But he has a fully prehensile tail. And prehensile is the fancy way of saying grasping, but he is able to support his body weight with that tail. So if he wanted, he could hang his entire body from that tail, grab a hold of something, and then pull it up with him. Anteaters are designed with a muscle system that is crazy. Any big gym goers around here?
I wish.
Me neither. That's okay. But have any of you heard of a muscle up before? So there's like a chin up. You put your chin over the bar. A muscle up is designed for you to lift your entire body over the bar. So you lift up almost to your hip line, up and over the bar. It is a very challenging move. It is much, much harder than a chin up, which I also cannot do. But the Tamandua here is designed to do that. He can do it with one toenail on a branch, and then just casually lift himself up and over the top of that branch. No swinging involved. It is all just really dense muscles. That is how their muscles are designed. And you can kind of see he's got some hefty shoulders on him. So they are designed to be that strong. And a lot of that is because they want to be able to rip open ant hills and termite mounds. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them. They kind of look like this structure right over here. We made this one out of concrete so that he wouldn't actually ruin it every time he interacted with it. But the termite mounds are tall like this and are often very, very dense. So he uses those toenails, you can kind of see him gripping on there, to tear open a side of that anthill. And that way it gives him access for his little mouth and that busy, busy tongue to slurp around inside the anthill. So those fingernails are very important. The strength that he has to rip them open, is very, very important. But the other thing about that is he is a really important type of animal in the rainforest of South America. He is known as a sustainable eater. And this is really important because we can all use this example and try to do this at our own homes. So Mommy and the Tamandua are going to find an anthill or a termite mound, and they can tell by smell which ones are the females, which ones are the workers, which ones are the defenders who stings or bite him. And he can discriminate between those when he's eating them. So he leaves the stinging ones alone, eats the worker ants, leaves the queen, and then that anthill is able to reestablish their population because he didn't eat the entire anthill or termite mound. He is a sustainable eater. He leaves enough for that population to repopulate for the next time he wants a meal or the next time another animal is looking for that. So okay, I'm gonna come back to my story because this is a really important behavior for Tamanduas. This is how he scares away predators. So if he does it again, it's ah! Not ah.
It's like, oh my
God. Yes, that's exactly it. So when you see him stand up like that, it's scary, you guys. We're trying to build his confidence. He's so good job, everybody. Very, very nice. It's so adorable.
No thanks, I don't want more.
Just so you all know, if he is truly scared, clearly he is not here scared. If he is scared, he's going to stand up. He tries to look really big, right? That's his goal. But these guys are known as the stinkers of the rainforest. If he gets scared enough, he will spray, kind of like a skunk sprays, except it is 5 times more potent than a skunk.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the girlfriend we have here just smells like that.
Oh, girl.
I didn't say that. I can smell him too. If any of you smell skunk, it's him. It's not that I didn't shower. It is Mani. They have a natural odor to them, but they have that ability to spray a super concentrated form of that musk to scare away predators, which is a really important thing when you have predators that can climb trees up after you.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to go back to my sustainability talk. This is the big important thing that we can all take home and be like the Tamandua. When you're collecting things, when you're at the grocery store, look for things that you need in your house. Do you need 10 apples, or are 5 of those going to get thrown away? Could you only buy 5 of them? It might mean you have to take 2 trips to the store in the same week, but is there a way that you could take less, leaving more available for others, and then there's always more available? Is there a way that you could reduce any other waste in your house? Is there a way that you can... Recycling is a great one. Composting is a great one. The idea is that we want to, as a whole human race, try to use less so that we are leaving more for future generations, just like our Tamandua friend here. Now, I have spent a good amount talking. Do you guys have any leftover questions? Mani's going to spend whatever time he wants out here, and when he's ready, he'll head back home to his carrier, but I will answer a few questions.
So for this front ones, how many toes? Is it 3 or is it 4?
How many toes does he, Kelly, how many toes does a Tamandua have? It's different on each foot.
Oh, what?
So the back feet have 5 toes, and then the front ones have 4.
Oh.
Yes, so it's 5 and 4. Yes.
What type of ants or termites are you feeding him?
Ooh, what type of ants and termites is Kelly feeding them? None. It is actually really, really difficult to try to keep ants or termites in a pocket of any kind at all. So our nutrition team has come up with a really great solution. We feed him worms. We feed him mealworms. We feed him waxworms. He also gets a pelleted form of food, fills in nutritional gaps. But then we also do have the ability to get termites in for him to eat. We've brought them in several times and he has showed no interest.
Oh.
None whatsoever. Waxworms is where it's at. Those are the best treat he can find. He can also get things like avocado if he had like a really fun thing that he was doing, like a vet visit. He'd probably get a little bit of avocado for that too.
Yum.
All right, we had one other question, right? Yes.
How many other colors can it do?
Ooh, how many other colors can it turn? That is a really great question. So, most Tamanduas are going to have this black-white color combination. Many of them have a much darker black vest. His dad, Otis, actually has a vest that goes all the way from his shoulders down to his hip. He's very black and white. But they can be any variation of that black-white combination. But then they have a weird thing that they do when they smell females. The males will start to excrete a oil that kind of turns them orange. Not like bright orange, but they end up with like an orangey tint to their fur. It washes off eventually, so they go back to this. But this is their basic color, black and white. But don't be surprised if you see an orangey one.
Okay.
Great questions.
How old is he and how old can he live?
Ooh, another great one. How old is he and how old can they live? So Monty just turned 5 years old. He was born on 1/21 of 21. It's the only birth date I remember of all of our animals. But he just turned 5 years old, and he is considered a full-grown adult. He could actually breed at this age. Average lifespan is about 10 to 12 years in the wild. In a zoologic facility where he has no predators and a diet provided to him every day, he could live up to 20 years, but 15 is more average in a zoologic facility. Now, folks, I know there's another question over here. I'm going to come over and let you and answer it, but I am going to step off the microphone just to give everybody's ears a little break here. I want to thank you all for being here and joining us today. Being here today supports our Wildlife Alliance, where our goal is to have all life thrive. So you have become a part of that and are making a difference just by being here today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your